GTGDC. Crank it up. Crank it up. Business growing, you've been growing GTE for such a long time.
Long time.
The power's gonna go above and beyond in your lifetime. Got to thrill 'em, got to kill 'em, GTE, 'cause now's the right time. Crank it up. Crank it up. And take it to the streets. You know what you got to do.
You got to
Crank it up and put it on the line. You know all it takes is you.
all it takes is to
Give it all you got. Take your best shot. That's the only way to be GTGDC. Crank it up. Crank it up. Crank it out. Crank it up. Crank it up. Draws me where slips are coming for you. Sitting so sexual. Nick sips. Nick sips. Nick sips. Nick sips.
VCR Party Live. VCR Party Live. At the end of the 20th century, a scientist saw a killer comet on its way. He filmed instructions for its destruction over a second-hand VHS tape, but then was hit by a Winnebago. So his assistants Nick and Joe must search every corner of his drone for a cassette that is our only home. But in the meantime, they'll play the greatest hits they found. VCR Party Live. VCR Party Live. Melinda's.
Hello, Melinda's. Here we are. It's VCR party time. Tuesday
Welcome.
night. Yes, here we are. It's Joe. It's Nick. It's who else is here? Steve, George. This is the show where we watch VHS tapes. We have a huge collection of them. We're trying to watch every single one of them, and we got some good ones here tonight. You got some good
Yeah.
ones, Nick?
Yeah, and let's see. You are in a new basement.
Yeah. No, this is Jakester's basement. He moved
Oh.
he put a gym over here where I would normally sit. I wasn't happy about it. I don't think the gym gets used that often, so I'm even more unhappy about it. But no, this is his basement, but I'm in a new part of it, and I was just, before we were about to go on, this is where like his toys go to die.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a telescope over there that hasn't been used since 2007. But this is the one that I found. That, look at this. This is the original. Look at this. This is like the first. This probably cost like $400 for this iPod, right?
Yeah. I think I still have mine too. Yeah.
Here's another iPod. This is all of his iPods are down here, and yeah. So
Eventually, those will go in a landfill, but for now, they're in that little part of the basement.
Yeah.
Well, who
So
are we to judge people who are obsessed with old technology? I mean, that's kind of what we do.
exactly.
I got a couple of videos that, we've been doing unboxings in the office. We had Steve come by. We unboxed some of the many nice things you've given us. Just a couple to show off. This is, we have a video called Special Delivery, Whelping. This is just called Whelping. This is helping your lady dog give birth. There's another word for lady dog. I can't remember what it is right now, but
You know, I
have
didn't
high
know
hopes for that.
I didn't know that
Mrs.
whelping
or Miss.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Miss
Ms.
Doggy.
Right.
I didn't know that whelping had an H in there. I always
Yeah,
pictured
yeah.
it WELPING.
These
I guess
dogs
there's
are
an
being
H.
whelped. And
Yep.
then this one, I hate to dabble in DVD, but this one looked too good to be true. It's KFC training video. It's engaging and integrating a younger workforce. KFC South Pacific. So this is a gift that folks open. You can watch us unbox some of these very tapes and DVDs on, I think Monday nights. McKenna's uploading these.
Does that mean that there's probably gonna be more raps in that one, right? If they're trying to integrate a more youthful.
I mean,
that
youth
means rap.
does like rapping, so yeah, I would assume. That's my only assumption.
Fingers
Fingers
crossed.
crossed. Some
Yes.
rapping, some whelping.
Yeah, that's the title of next week's episode.
All
Speak-
right. Do you want to dive in, or do you want to do some chit chat?
I think we should get into a video. Let's get
I
into
want
a
to ask
video.
Steve about his hat. I want to ask George about his shirt, but let's get into a found footage festival classic first.
You caught me with my pants down, but no one sells carpet or waterbeds for less.
I don't know if folks know, but Joe, you and I, we met when we were 10, I think, in sixth
That
grade.
sounds right. Yeah.
And one of our first things that we bonded over was our love of Pee Wee Herman. This was like, I mean, you talk about this in Chop and Steal, but I had my membership card to Pee Wee's Fun Club, and
Yeah.
you were impressed by that. It kind of broke the ice.
I think it was our first conversation ever. Was I think that somehow Pee Wee Herman got brought up, and you're like, "Oh, I'm a member of the fan club," and I was like, "Oh, let's see what that entails." And you showed me like your stuff. I don't know if there's an autograph involved in there,
there
but I
was
was
an
like,
autograph,
"Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know this existed." And and that we hit the ground running. And here we are today.
Yeah,
whelping it together.
we're all whelping together. Steve and George, I assume you were Pee Wee Herman fans as well.
Absolutely.
So it was really sad to learn that he had died. I was in the middle of touring with a replica of his bike, various Alamo draft houses. I was in LA for a week doing screenings there, and had a replica of the bike. And so many like parents brought their kids to go see Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Raising them right.
Yeah, it was really touching, and at the movie everybody got free bow ties and replicas of the missing bike poster, and I'd been emailing with Paul Rubens' people for the last year trying to get him to come out to one of these screenings because the bike is landing permanently on August 9th at the Alamo Draft House in Manhattan. It's literally the basement of an Alamo. It's like 3 stories below ground, so there's an Alamo in the basement. We wanted the bike to live there, so I've been trying to get him to come out, and his people kept saying, he's not making personal appearances, and it's kind of like, how about a cameo video, and now, of course, we know that he was battling with cancer, so it was really sad, but
that wasn't public information then, huh? We just learned that now. Okay.
Yeah, he kept it secret, like, which is his right, but anyway, I've been pretty bummed, and but going through and watching a lot of old Pee Wee clips and things to put together for this party memorial thing I'm throwing in New York. But in the meantime, we're trying to think of a found footage clip that we could show having to do with Pee Wee. And Joe, you suggested the Party Planner video guide.
Well, only because they have a nerd in there. It was this like Chicago company that would rent out people. It's like you're renting out. They would do strippers and stuff like that. The
Right.
obvious ones that you would rent out, but they also had weird ones too. And one of them was the Dweeb, and I feel like they styled the Dweeb after Pee Wee Herman.
I think
And
so. That was sort of a nerd heyday back then. Revenge of the Nerds, Pee Wee Herman, Ed Grimley, and then, well, you'll see. They call him the Nerd. So here we go.
Schultz Productions presents the Party
Dr.
Planner
Schultz
Video Guide.
I did an
Volume
extra
1,
long,
The
different cut for
Entertainers.
this.
From the studios of Schultz Productions comes the first ever Party Planner Video Guide, Volume 1, The Entertainers. It's
you
the
said
best
that.
of clowns, mimes, magicians, specialty acts, dancers, and party decorations. These talented entertainers will perform for all your birthdays, bar mitzvahs,
Who are those
bachelor and
three?
bachelorette parties, retirement, or corporate events. Just about any party you might be hosting. Need a clown? Let Bumps and Grinds make that clown appear. Here's
I want a
Chuckles the
clown from a
Puppeteer,
place called
the kind
Bumps
kids
and
love.
Grinds.
It's Mesner time. Need a magician? Well,
Is that
Mesner
Mesner on
and
the left
magic
or
kind
right?
of go together.
I assume they're
And
right.
then there's Bertha. Everyone won't believe it's a bag lady at this party.
Our
Dr.
hilarious
Ruth.
take on the
Here's that
houseless
famous
crisis.
sex therapist. Let her comical roast put a blush on the face of the person of the hour.
Couldn't this Dr. Ruth impersonator have shaved the goatee a little bit? I don't know. I guess
It was
probably
the
not a
90s. It, like,
That's part of the
she's a-
comedy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
all
I'm laughing
rock,
already.
Dr. Ruth.
Grim Reaper. As an 8-foot-tall devil, you will surely be scared. He's a great Halloween.
Wait, I
Hey.
think they misplaced the modifier there. As an 8-foot devil, you will surely be scared. So you're the 8-foot devil. So
George,
little
George, this is
grammar
what-
humor.
George, this is what you did before you started VCR Party, right?
I used to fact check, or I used to do grammar checks on Bumps and Grinds internal communications.
No, no. Well, yeah, but that.
Oh,
and you
being an
also
8-foot
played the-
Grim Reaper?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 Well, you got to do what pays the bills.
As as an 8-foot Grim Reaper, you had to get paid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As an 8-foot-tall devil, you will surely be scared. He's a great Halloween treat, or let him in any time of the year. And take your chances. The nerd.
There he
will
is.
flirt with the female member of your group. She will never forget this moment in time. The dirty old
Or
man.
she might.
Another great comical bit.
Oh, we forgot
to
it
tease
instantly.
that certain female at her special party.
He'll harass everybody at your party.
Hollywood. Love that rock and roll look? Let a showman like Hollywood make your event one to remember. Brad. Does she prefer the blonde, muscular type? Then don't disappoint her. Call Brad. Hollywood. Love that rock and roll look?
Hollywood
Let
again?
a
I put
showman like
Hollywood in twice. That
Make
was my
your
fault.
event one to remember. Franco. Frankly, my dear, he'll give a damn good performance. James. Hot cars, apple pie, and James' muscular physique are the American
Will
dream.
not be
Check
present.
your local video and party supply store for the Party Planner video guide.
So you get this guide, and then you can call the numbers. And this is Chicago, and then you could, I guess, hire the nerd for your party.
And they were all funny, man?
They're all funny man Steve Hayden.
yeah.
Okay.
So there were Pee Wee impersonators were a thing that were even more spot on, and I got a couple of videos that our friend Dana, a friend of the show, Dana, is going to come on later and show us. So the Pee Wee tribute will continue.
All right. Steve, who are you selling out to? I don't see anything behind you. Are you?
So
what's going-
once again, because I think it's just from here on in, we're just going to have to screen share. I can't put it up behind me because of the way
bandwidth reasons.
bandwidth issues.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are people getting a discount?
If they want one, yeah, sure.
Okay.
We
Can
run
you
a
tell me-
tight ship over here.
Yeah.
While you're vamping, can you tell me about your hat?
It is the Lumber Kings. I think it's Nebraska or something like that. It's a minor
Okay.
league or independent team.
Okay.
But now you can see. So we're selling out this week to the YouTube channel at Wrap It Up Show. It's Melinda Aaron Hurd, and it's a show about race cars and how they're going to look for the next week of NASCAR racing. Aaron wrote his doctoral dissertation about the leadership of NASCAR through its history.
Wow.
So he knows a lot about this topic. I listened to a few of the shows today. They do one every week. And it's interesting. They're obviously, I don't know much about NASCAR. I'm not, but they obviously do. But it's also just fun because of the enthusiasm that they bring to it. And
Look,
basically, what he's asking-
hillbillies, intoxicated interviews. This is all
Oh, yeah.
selling me on it.
yes, and not only that, but like they're from the South. I think he's from Tennessee, and just the vernacular that he uses is different than anything I'm accustomed to. So it's just fun. But really, what he's looking for. He's asking for help from other Melindas to help trick the YouTube algorithm into showing videos to people that might actually want to be. So if you can just go there and give a pity subscribe, as you can see up there.
Oh, that's
I
what
like
that
it.
means.
It's a
helping out
realistic ask. I like that.
yeah. And not
Give
only
us
that,
a pity subscribe while you're there too.
yes, give us
Right?
both pretty
Yeah.
subscribes. And then on top of that, he said he was very much inspired by VCR Party and you guys Found Footage Festival to create this. Like you guys, you he really enjoyed watching it and diving into the shows to help him relax. So he loves the appreciation of unique media. So I think it's really cool, and I think that if you're into NASCAR, you're going to love it. And even if you're not into NASCAR, there's a lot of fun stuff that's going on.
Well, did you see the bottom? What did it say? Trivia. Did you know Frank Welker was the voice of what was it? Race cars.
All NASCAR races from 1975 to 1988, but there was an asterisk, and then if you looked closer, it said not verified by anyone. So I think it was just
I like the
not verified by anyone.
Yes.
There's disinformation. I like the show already.
Yeah,
big fan. Yeah,
definitely check it out, and definitely support the millennials who support us.
Always.
Let's get into some Scimitar. Thank you to everyone who's sent us videos. We got a ton of Scimitars in the mail. I believe Bob Hedges sent us a bunch and some other folks. So thank you for those. That's where this one comes from, a new box we opened recently. It's called Discovering the Internet, and it's got some tips that I think we all could use from this production company, Scimitar, that we love.
Oh, good.
Should we make that for us? Like foundfootagefest.com, but just the same graphic.
Yeah. And then people who are watching it have to write it down.
Yeah, okay.
Is that Waterworld?
Oh, it looks like it, yeah.
It looks like
Earth.
Venus. Yeah. Oh, VLL.
Discovering the internet is like exploring a new frontier. It's an endless wilderness of information and entertainment. You can move from subject to subject, even from country to country, as easily as clicking on the mouse.
You can find
in your
misinformation
computer.
wherever you
But
want.
like any explorer, you'll need some skills and some tools to survive. That's what this series is all about. I'm Shelley Myers. To give you a few examples, we can get up-to-date news reports.
She seems kind of nervous,
weather.
doesn't she?
Yeah.
Here on this site, I can find out ski reports and weather around the world, also hourly weather reports from around the nation. Here's an overview of national weather, and I can zoom in on any city to find out more information.
I want to know more about the
There's
ski
also a lot of
reports,
electronic publications online. This is Sunset Magazine, which is a regional magazine about gardening in the western part of the United States. Getting wired into the internet may take a little bit of effort, but once you're hooked up,
Here's a video called Two Girls, One Cup. Let's just click on that.
And that's where our next presentation begins, surfing the web and other information services.
Oh, this
Lesson 2 has been good. 96 does not seem that long ago to me. So that, I don't know. It's funny how Web 1.0 looks so dated now.
Yeah. I like that they led with ski reports, as if that was like the first thing that people were going for on the internet.
And a
like,
regional gardening magazine.
The two most important things on the internet. Yep.
So hey, our movie Chop and Steal is now out on Blu-ray. I think I got it here. Yeah, this is it's on Blu-ray now, and it's on DVD if you prefer that. And you can also do a digital download of the movie. This is a documentary they made about us that we thought turned out pretty well. So we hope you'll like it. We got new Amazon reviews. It's been a while since I read some of these, but they're pretty fun. So you ready for 2 new ones?
Bring it. I can't wait. They've all been positive so far. For a long time, we were like 100%.
About that.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Yeah.
we got a bad one finally? Oh,
Well, this
boy.
is a good one. This is from a couple weeks ago. I purchased this video for the purpose of seeing an instruction about how to use my new steel vegetable chopper. I was disappointed that no refund was available. I watched the documentary about two comedians who terrorized news stations for years. I'm shocked they're getting away scot-free with their harmful jokes and strange Peter Pan Robin Hood fantasies. Comedy was best and safest back when Jerry Lewis and Johnny Carson were in charge. By the end of this documentary, I was no longer erect. 5 stars, highly recommended. Okay, so it was a real journey.
I'm confused by that review.
Yeah, but this one, I think they're having some fun. This is a legit one, though.
Okay.
This is the top critical review. This is from Gabriel. Worst movie we ever saw. Frowny face.
See, this is probably the everything is terrible, guys. Don't you think?
It's Red Letter Media. Yeah, they're trying to tank her.
And on July 4th, no less.
Oh, they did this on America's birthday? This is so bad it hurts. We feel terrible. We wasted our money on this. We had to fast forward so much of it. This is hardly that was hardly anything left to watch.
That was hardly anything left to watch?
Yeah.
That was hardly anything left to watch.
I think it's
All right.
there was hardly anything left to
I
watch.
think that's
but
what
they
they
were
meant to
so
say.
angry.
Right, because they
They're
fast
gr-
forward.
Yeah.
Okay, but then they misspelled it. They were so angry that they misspelled it.
Another frowny face and
Five
thumbs down.
Oh, 5 thumbs down from all of them. So that was hardly anything left to watch. We should put that on the poster. That was hardly anything left to watch.
It couldn't hurt. I mean, so hey, we'll take any reviews. I think any review on Amazon helps the algorithm. So
5 thumbs down. Yeah, nice one. Yeah.
yeah, they really should allow Mickey ratings from one kid's opinion, but unfortunately they don't. So
Yeah, that was hardly anything left to watch, though. I mean,
And-
when you watch the movie.
yeah, it's true. And
Yeah.
we're showing the movie on the big screen again, which is fun. It's fun. It's a comedy, so it's fun to watch with a live audience. So on August 20th, 20 days from now, we're showing it in Brooklyn. So come check it out. It's at foundfootagefest.com.
Let's get in some flying windows, shall we? These are the trope
yeah.
of flying windows where they fly around the screen. We have all these. Everywhere, and they just always go
still talking
all
that
over,
whole
up
time.
and down. Sometimes
Yeah.
they come spinning out from the background. Yeah.
There's a video.
Did you play the graphic yet, Nick?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
while
you did?
were
Okay,
yeah,
all right,
but thanks
okay,
for
all
vamping
right.
for me.
Yeah.
This is one that I think this is another recent find in our office. This is Just Say No to Satan. And cover caught my eye because it has the no symbol,
Okay.
like Ghostbusters. But this is a Jesse Duplantis. Remember that preacher? We've got a bunch of his videos with the white hair. I didn't realize, but
He's a
kinda-
madman.
He's a man. He's kind of like Dennis Swanberg. I don't think I ever watched his stuff, but he's like,
No, he's better than Swanberg. Swanberg's kind of like,
Mhm.
oh, well, I'm just an old timer.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy's like screaming and he's like running all over the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
he's
guy's
a car salesperson, but he does comedy is what I meant. He tries to do jokes.
right.
And before the video starts, where the flying windows are, there's a promo for another video in the series. So there's a build up, then you'll see some crazy flying windows.
Title of my sermon tonight, Lord, take my problems, God, but don't mess with my pigs. We've learned to dress up our little hogs. We bring them to church constantly all the time. Scoot over. Yeah, okay. Scoot over. Let my hog in here, will you? What's another hog? My mama's fat. My dad is fat. I can't help it because I'm fat. It's them 9 pounds of boudin you eat every day. I've been smoking since I'm 6 years old. Boy, that sweat when I'd be playing that music, playing that guitar. Walk up there and grab the guitar and just rub it up against an amplifier. Throw the guitar up in there and walk off the stage. And when he did cut into the skull, blood, I jump out the way. The cow go.
Is this flying windows?
Yeah, but I said there's a build up. That's just the promo. I didn't
Okay.
edit that. That's just trying to tease you to get to want to buy
Okay.
JB6 in his video line. Lord, take my problems, believe my pigs. Now here's the flying windows for Just Say No to Satan. Look at what do you call those? With the
Oh, he had a budget.
it's a traditional bordered flying window, but then look at flying piano. This one has like a slats cut in it. There it is. Duplantis.
This is. I mean, there's going to be a Netflix documentary series about Jesse
yeah.
Duplantis, about how he was on cocaine the entire time, and right. I mean, there's going to be.
Yeah, his phony faith healing. He looks like he does the thing where he puts his hand on people and makes them pass out.
Yeah. No, I saw his hand on some woman's forehead in
Yeah.
one of those flying windows. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, he's
So
doing
that's-
God's work. That's
yeah.
yeah.
right.
God's like, thumbs up. You're nailing it, Jesse.
So
keep
what's the
at it.
name for those flying windows that have like the slats cut in? You know, we've got bordered, we got
Slatted.
raw dogs,
Yeah, they're
slatted flying windows.
Yeah, slatted
Okay.
windows. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's decided then.
We should do some sort of course on flying windows. George, I'm looking in your direction. Maybe there's some sort of
Seminar?
Online. Yeah.
yeah.
5 credits.
A webinar.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Get to work on that.
All right. Well, we should get in. We got a guest. We got tons of new videos to show in a segment we call "Show Us Your Raviolis." Joe, you got it?
Nope.
I got it.
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Show us 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 your raviolis.
I didn't want to do the thing where we both tried to do it, so
I know. And just going forward, I'm not going to do any of them.
Okay, all right. Let it be decided.
Oh yeah. What is George's
talk
short?
about your shirt.
I was going to ask about his shirt. Yeah.
Well, what does that say? What is George's shit?
Oh, I guess I forgot the R there.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Sorry. It's just a 70s shirt. I don't know.
A bit of equestrian theme.
Yeah, I didn't realize that till it arrived. I thought it was just like random shapes. But,
is it new? It's new, huh?
It's eBay. It's just.
Is it? Are you trying it out for the first time tonight?
No, it's had a few trots around.
You've never worn it on the show, though.
I don't believe I have, but I'll check every episode.
We would have commented on it for sure. Yes. Yeah. But
when I saw
good reception. Good reception so far, George, on the shirt. I like it.
I don't know. All I saw was the word shit and George's shit, and that's.
I saw it. I thought he was just asking what you were into. He's like, "What's George's deal? What's he really into?" And I thought it was like horses, camo. I was like, "It's a weird guesses." Okay,
sure.
You know, like maybe it's just because I've got Pee-wee on the brain, but it's very similar to a shirt that he wore while mini golfing with Cyndi Lauper at one point. There's a here. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Well, it is a tribute.
So. I don't know. It's sort of equestrian.
Yeah.
Oh, the pants look like.
I want these pants so bad. I can't help who's on them.
George's shirt.
I want you in those pants so bad, Nick.
Same.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. But anyway, nice job on the shirt.
Yeah. Do you want to go first? Should I go first? I think a guest to help you introduce one of your clips. Do you want?
I think
do we do that last?
I think you should go first, and then I'll bring on our special guest.
Okay, this is so I do a thing called Joe's Pitch Corner where I pitch a new corner to you guys to see if it'll stick. So this is not only Joe's Pitch Corner, but it's also another corner. We're doing a combo corner, which is a new corner in and of itself. Here's Joe's Pitch Corner. This is Joe's Pitch Corner, but it's also.
Oh no.
It's also Joe's Filth Corner.
Oh, no. Maybe we shouldn't have started with you.
No, but this is an agreement that I made with Melinda's maybe like probably 2 years ago. They were like, if you're going to show filth, you got to warn us about it. This is the warning. If you are filth averse, go do something else for a little while and then come back. But this is also nature. So if you like nature, if you're a nature lover, then this is the corner. George, come back. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the audience. You have to stay. Right. You have to stay. All right. So this is when we were in the office last week, we were doing the Foxy unboxing. We got all these boxes of tapes and we unboxed them. And Steve came down to join us. And Steve was looking on the shelf and he was like, "What's that 4-part series there?" It was in the medical section. And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen it before. It was. I don't want to get the title wrong, so I'm just going to start it. And this is the part 1 of the 4-part series that Steve pointed out to me. So this is Steve's fault. It's not mine. Here we go. Oh, I'm calling it. This is what I'm calling it.
Well, that implies there'll be more than 1 week of this, huh?
Yep. Well, it's a 4-part series. So this week in moist wound healing. So Steve saw that. He's like, "Have you shown this yet?" And I was like, "No, I don't think I have." So this is part 1 of it, and we'll see how it goes. You tell me if you think this week in moist.
We'll see if it's the runaway hit you expect it to be or not.
And just keep in mind, it is nature. This is nature. This is healing other people. People have wound problems, and you need to heal them. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Chronic wounds, painful for the patient and difficult to heal. The key to an effective treatment plan of chronic wounds is moist wound healing. Moist wound healing requires the use of specialized dressings to create or maintain the proper level of moisture in the wound. This training series focuses on a variety of dressings designed for moist wound healing of chronic wounds. Each video is divided by dressing type. Films and hydrocolloids.
So that would be part. I think it'd be part 2 is hydrocolloids.
Foams,
I would have done some pixelating there, but
I think foams is part 3.
alginates,
Alginates is part 4.
and gels. The proper use of these dressings will be demonstrated in the next 4
what a month
videos.
August is going to be.
They'll include films and hydrocolloids,
That's going to be
gels,
part 1.
Okay.
foams, and alginates.
Foam seems like it'll be
These
fun.
videos will show how you can create a moist wound healing environment by using the appropriate dressing.
So that's what this week in moist wound healing is going to look like. Except
we're all
we'll
looking
do
forward to that.
I mean, maybe we'll do androgenates tomorrow. Androgenates. We'll do androgenates, or we could do some
Alginates?
gels.
This is why I don't go by the office more. This is mistakes like this.
Well, don't look at me. You're the one who brought it to my attention, Steve.
I know.
So,
I failed everyone. I apologize.
Yep. All right.
Well-
So, but is it a yay or nay? Do we want to bring it back for more in this corner?
I
If you
think-
say no, my feelings will not be hurt. This is basically Steve's corner.
Oh, I say no.
I will say that while we were shooting our documentary Dirty Country, I had a moist wound that did not heal properly, and I got some sort of blood poisoning or weird infection that happened, and it was oozing because I think it was too moist. I think that was the problem.
Oh,
and it
maybe
was
that's another video series.
It was not getting enough air, so it's a fine balance there.
So it
and I
sounds
hope
like
to
you're
explore
interested.
More of that.
It sounds like you're interested.
Against my better judgment, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to live long enough to see alginates.
Okay. Alginates. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to bring on our pal Dana. Dana, can you turn on? Oh, there she is. Okay, here's Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Hi, Dana. This is Dana. Look at now. Dana is a friend of ours and a big Pee Wee fan, and we've been communicating after Paul Rubens died and talking about your Pee Wee memories, and you have some VHS related Pee Wee stuff that I thought would be fun to show. Tell us a little bit about your Pee Wee origin story, Dana.
Oh, geez. I mean, it's been a lifelong story. I was exposed to Pee Wee, Paul Rubens, the whole Playhouse universe since I was young. From my parents. They were huge fans when the show came out and all the movies. And so I have a nice connection. My family has a sweet connection because my dad, he incorporated Pee Wee into his engagement video. An engagement and a proposal to my mother in 1988. And
nice.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cute. And so, they lived in Cleveland in the late 80s. In 1988, they met in Cleveland and they were living there. And they were huge Pee Wee's fans, like, again, when the show was happening at that point in time, and would watch just about every Saturday, or, tape the shows that they missed and watch them later on. And when my dad knew he wanted to propose to my mom, he's a creative guy and he wanted to find out like a fun way to do it. And so he had a friend in town in Cleveland who told him that there was this guy who was a Pee Wee impersonator at SeaWorld in Cleveland.
I can see that. Yeah. Nick,
you
always went to SeaWorld when you were a kid, didn't you? I feel like you were always
I went once, and there's
Okay.
there's a notorious photo of me next to Shamu, and my weight was a problem at the time, so it wasn't that flattering.
You were a little Shamu of yourself, right?
Your words, not mine. But yeah, go ahead.
where was Pee Wee? Did they do a Pee Wee thing when you were there, Nick?
No. I mean, I would have loved if they did, but I mean, I guess whenever a celebrity gets that big, there are impersonators, and they kind of like have to strike while the iron's hot. So this is funny. Dana, you sent me a clip from a VHS tape of this guy, Jeff Scott, this is the guy that your dad's friend knew, who is a Pee Wee impersonator. And AM Cleveland, the local morning news show, would have on not Pee Wee, but the Pee Wee impersonator to do a segment like Pee Wee would do. So here's a clip of him doing a thing where he's showing off recipes on AM Cleveland in 1988. Jeff Scott.
Exactly Herman, but he's our own Maestro Pee Wee. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, he's doing a SeaWorld thing, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, so when did you realize you looked like that other guy?
Well, about 85. Actually, I was in a car accident. My face was put out with a hatchet, all the fire and everything. So I got insurance money, and they said I could have plastic surgery, look like Tom Cruise or Pee Wee. And I'm no idiot, Scott.
So you chose it. Well, where do you have all
So
this
you
stuff here
chose
for?
that.
Well, today we're going to make, some fun type of food. Most of it's really good and nutritional that you can serve at a party.
Like they do on the show.
Yeah. We're going to make all sorts
The
of
audience
things.
doesn't know how to react.
No.
Okay.
See it.
I don't know how to
If
react.
you've ever watched Pee Wee Herman, obviously on the Saturday morning show, they have something called the secret word. What happens with the secret word?
That's right. Well, anytime you hear the secret word, everybody has to scream real loud.
He's
now, we're going to
completely
stretch it
stealing
out a
the
little
whole
today,
bit.
and we're going to make it a phrase.
Yeah.
So today's secret phrase, boys and girls, is AM Cleveland.
I think, Mia Posnick, I feel
Yeah.
like the reason that everybody's silent and everybody's thrown off is because everybody's trying to figure out if it's a good impression or not. Because I'm definitely trying to figure out if it's a good impression or not. I think it is.
It's as good as they got, right? I mean, what do
Yeah.
you think, Dana?
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm a little biased because it's
The family
was,
friend here you're talking about.
I mean, right.
Oh, are you friends with him?
No.
Oh. Okay.
But you wouldn't
No.
exist if he didn't. If he
true.
didn't. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's
He's
true.
the reason you're here. That guy right there is the reason that you are here right now.
It bonded. It bonded the parents for sure. And so, but yeah, I think he's pretty solid. I bet he was really good with the Marine bits. He was
Yeah.
really showing those off for SeaWorld.
It's just interesting because I think the part, like, if you're, let's say you're like a Joan Rivers impersonator or something, like you're doing an impression of Joan Rivers, like Pee Wee Herman is sort of a character that Paul Rubens did,
Right.
and now Jeff Scott was doing that same character. So, it's like, I guess it's weird to do an impression of somebody who's kind of doing an impression of somebody. maybe that's the remove. But anyway, let's see the rest of this segment on AM Cleveland.
So every time we say AM Cleveland, everybody's going to kind of scream and yell, huh?
They're going to kind of scream and yell and hoop and holler, and we're going to have a great time.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll be back with more of
AM Cleveland!
Maestro Pee Wee. I thank you very much for coming by.
Oh, thank you, Scott.
And people can see you not only in the movies, but they can see you out at SeaWorld.
At SeaWorld, yeah, I'm out there 7 nights a week through Labor Day.
And having a good time.
Oh, yeah, cool time.
7 nights a week through Labor Day.
Whew.
Did like Paul Rubens' attorneys like contact them and say like, I don't know, there's no like parody there. He's just like doing straight up the bit. You know what I mean? Like he's doing the secret word. He's doing all that stuff.
There's a part, I mean, they call him Maestro Pee Wee, which is maybe that are protected legally there. But there's a part where he's doing like, recipes like ice cream soup and things that he did on Playhouse. And then, but he promotes Big Top Pee Wee, the movie, but he's not in it. It's just,
he's not going to see a dime from that.
Well, maybe he's not in it. But Dana, what did you said something about that, right?
Yeah, I do remember watching a video. There's on YouTube. There's a video. Somebody interviewed Jeff Scott and kind of like his backstory about like how he got into doing the vocation of a Pee Wee impersonator. And I really can't speak to it very well, but I do remember him mentioning that Jeff Scott saying that he somehow was able, he posed, in the Big Top Pee Wee poster, how he's like, launching.
Trapeze.
Yeah. And I guess that's Jeff Scott's body, like posing as Pee Wee. And then they just Photoshop Paul Rubens' face on
I don't think
him.
that's true.
I don't
There's
know.
no
Maybe
way that's true. Why would they take a Pee Wee impersonator's body?
he was
instead of
like
the actual-
traveling or something. Like Paul Rubens was traveling or something like that. So
Busy guy.
I don't know. Maybe
All right.
I like the urban legend.
I like the
of it all.
lore. Yeah, whether it's
exactly.
true or not, I like the lore.
Maybe
So
I'm making this all up.
now, do you want to sit through Joe's second clip, or do we want to show the next video that you brought us? What should we do?
No. Well, it's up to you. I'll leave it to you, Dana. Do you want to?
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm intrigued, Joe. Let's see.
Okay. You
All right.
asked for it. Okay. So I've played this before, and we've gotten some heat from this one. This is this is a answering machine tape.
Oh.
That's called the Dorothy recording, and it's like sometimes when we are at thrift stores, we'll see answering machine tapes there, and we'll take the actual cassette tapes out and we'll listen to them while we're on our road trips, and you can actually hear like people's messages that they left for each other. And this one, our buddy Eric in Minneapolis gave this to us, and he calls it the Dorothy recording because the woman's name is Dorothy, and it's this harrowing tale of like, it's only 3 minutes long because that's how long those answering machine tapes were. And it cuts off abruptly, but you hear this like horrible story in there. That's it's brutal. But I have an update about this video. Will, I don't know where Will's from. Will emailed me and he's like, I think I found Dorothy. So there's a happy ending to this. Just know that there's a happy ending to this. Hopefully, if everything if everything checks out. But that's the actual cassette tape right there for the
278
answer machine. Yeah, it's 278. So let's listen to the Dorothy recording first. We've played this before. We play it like once a year or so. Buckle up because this is a rough one. All right, here we go. Here's the Dorothy recording.
Isn't there a plug-in or something? I don't. I never looked at it because they just hooked it up for me, and I was going to tell you about my experience on Friday.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Dana, have you seen this before?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's your first time seeing it. Okay, all right. This is real too, by the way. This is a lot of people think this is fake. This is not. This is. Yeah.
Well, the lady was going to go to Cub shopping and then to Walmart. So she took me to Walmart and she said, I'll pick you up in an hour because I have to go to Cub.
Right.
So they had azaleas there for a good price, so I was looking at them and picking them out. And then I hurried and got my stuff, and I started to sort of get my diarrhea.
Oh, no.
So I had to run in the store a couple times. But anyway, I was sitting on the bench waiting for her. So I thought I seen her car pull up. So I kind of looked, and she seen me looking, So she rolled down the window and motioned for me. So I had 2 carts. So I tried to get out with my carts. When she seen I had 2 carts, she helped me. Well, that ain't the story. Anyway, I got home.
And by the way, I supplied the Google images here. It's an audio tape, so I supplied the Google images, edited those in.
Took some creative license.
And then the diarrhea really hit me at 3. So I was sick, and then I thought, well, I'm going to get in my nightgown, get all ready for bed, and I went to bed. And I had got the television in my bedroom, so I put that on and was looking at it. And all of a sudden, I thought, my good Lord, did I poop in the bed?
Mm-hmm.
So I flies out of bed and runs in the bathroom. And I was shocked. My bathroom, or my nightgown, was full of red blood. And after I got done going on the toilet, I looked, and it was just all bright red blood. The whole water was full of blood. So then I grabbed a towel and put between my legs. I didn't know what to do, so I run to the phone. Anyway, I got my scattered rugs in the bedroom. Blood all over everything. So then Judy panicked, so I didn't know what to do, so I called Gary. And then he was in the middle of having Darren's birthday party. So he says, gee whiz, he says, are you bleeding bad? And I says, well, yeah, it's running down my legs. And he says, call Judy right away, have her come over. So then he hung up. So then the phone rings back. He told Debbie what was happening. That's his wife. So he says, Debbie and Tracy's on their way over. Have you got the door unlocked? So they...
That's it. That's the end of the tape.
And this was like, when you're sometimes when you had an answering machine, if you didn't get to the phone in time, it would just go off and would record your conversation until you hit stop or the limit.
The 3 minutes were up.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
so
why
that was like a candid conversation, a horrifying candid conversation. And I don't know. Eric had a bunch of other tapes from her and other voice answering machine messages from her, and she seemed to be fine. And so
she's telling the story, so clearly she came out of it. Came out of the other side okay. Yeah,
exactly. So we have an update. Here's the exciting update. Dana, are you regretting saying that I could go first?
No comment.
Okay. All right. So Will reached out. He and his family were watching CBS Nightly News 2 months ago, and CBS Nightly News, at the end they'll do like the fluff piece where it's, they'll say like, oh, there's a person from
the water skiing squirrels at the boat show.
There's an elderly woman covered in blood. That kind of like fluff piece. That you're used to.
It's a fluff piece kind of ending. So they did one on this woman, and I guess I'll just let it play here. This is what.
Finally tonight, CBS's Steve Hartman goes on the road for a wedding and a bride you won't soon forget.
The dress was white, but according to residents at the O'Bannon Terrace retirement home outside Cincinnati, everything else about this wedding was far from traditional.
The ceremony was very, I'm looking for the right word.
Crazy?
Oh, yeah. But that's Dottie.
Is that you? 76-year-old Dottie Fideli.
Dottie, her name's
Dorothy.
Dottie.
Yeah.
Dorothy, Dottie. Okay. Let's wait to hear what she sounds like.
Who had been divorced for decades, was always the life of the party. A costume wearing, attention glaring, but forever
Diarrhea
caring
having.
friend. But even though she seemed so vivacious and confident to others, before she found the love of her life, Dottie saw a very different person in the mirror.
A little dummy. I couldn't read. And people have conversations, and I had to stay out of them because I didn't understand. So I started reading. I didn't tell nobody.
Started teaching yourself?
Yes, because practice makes perfect. Let's see.
It took almost 2 years of night.
I mean, that's her voice, isn't it?
It's close. It's pretty close.
But the other one is over an answering machine. Let's just let the rest play.
Practice. But today, she has conquered her illiteracy.
Whitewater Canal.
Is there a man out there that could top the love you have right now?
That's not happening.
You're happy with who you married?
I'm happy with who I am.
There we go. Happy ending to the story. I think that's her, right? I mean, like the voice that we heard was on an answering machine tape.
Right.
On an analog answering machine tape. And now we get to see her. This is 2 months ago. So then my question was Cub Foods, because I always thought it was found in Minneapolis. I thought, Cub Foods is a Minneapolis chain. It's not. Cub Foods was started in Ohio.
And that's where the news story was started.
Well, it was from outside of Cincinnati. Cub Foods started there. So there are Cub Foods in Ohio. Her name is Dottie. Sounds like Dorothy. And and I always get distracted. And they, right? Isn't that it?
I don't think so. I would love for it to be true, but she's 76. The woman, that tape has to be 20 years old, and that woman sounded like she was 80. So I'm not. I want it to be true. I want it to be true for you and for all of the viewers who are worried about her.
You're listening through an analog cassette tape that sat in a thrift store for Lord knows how long.
Yeah, but I heard the on the other end, and that was perfectly clear. So I don't think it was an analog digital issue. Don't
ruin this for me, George.
It's true. It's true. Sorry.
I want a happy ending to Dorothy's story.
She found the love of her life. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I want a happy ending here. Dana, what do you think? What's your take?
It's definitely her. So
thank you.
Okay,
it's definitely her.
Sure, I like the Dottie. Yeah, it's
Dottie. Dorothy. What are the odds of that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of an old lady named Dorothy. Well, I'm glad we got we're talking about Dottie here because we're transitioning
Exactly.
back into Pee-wee.
It's a good
Now,
transition.
yes. So Dana, your dad's friend
Right.
tells him about Jeff Scott, the impersonator that maybe he saw in AM Cleveland. Then what happens?
Yes. So told him about Jeff Scott, impersonator at SeaWorld. And so my dad, he had the idea of the skit for the proposal skit. And he got a hold of Jeff Scott to see if he would be interested. And they got together in a park in Cleveland to shoot the video. Jeff Scott was on board, and my dad had like a whole plan with how to incorporate this into just like a regular episode that my mom and him would watch weekly. I don't know if you want to play. I can tell more after we watch the video too.
Okay, so the idea was it's Saturday morning. Let's watch Pee-wee's
Right.
Playhouse like we do as a couple.
Yeah, I
and then
think
instead he
yes.
presses play, and this is what comes on.
Essentially, so yeah,
Okay.
he they taped it and like he had it. I guess I'll once we watch it, I'll give you the
The
proper
play-by-play.
take. Yeah, it
Yeah.
might be a little easier once we see it.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'm stoked for this.
Yeah, and there's a little
Yay.
bit of a there's some of the outtakes here. I think they're rehearsing here.
Whenever you're ready. Hey, boys and girls, I got a brain teaser for you. Nah, 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 your mother was the cerebral vault. Ooh. You know, a lot of people don't know that I do impressions, but I do. I'd like to do one right now. This is my impression of Prince Charles. I got it prepared. Just a second. Hey, I'm Prince Charles. Hello, hello. Oh, there's the Queen. Ow!
It's pretty good.
Hey, there's a guy over here. Let's check it out. Hey, dude! Hey, Pee-wee. Hey, what's up?
Now that's your dad, right? Dana?
That's him. That's my dad, Tom. Hi,
I
Dad.
love that he went through all this. Okay, this is amazing. Okay.
I always really enjoyed on the paper where it just said jobs in big letters too. I thought that was cool.
Was that a fake newspaper?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I
okay.
doubt it. I doubt that, but I just like the look of it.
But wait, this is the audition tape. He had this guy, Scott. What's his name? Scott.
Jeff Scott.
Scott.
Yeah.
He had him audition for this before he
No,
hired him.
this is it.
This is the video that he played then.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. We saw an outtake, but then this is we're the part of the
Mhm.
video where your dad presses play for your
Mhm.
mom as if they're watching
Yeah.
Pee-wee's
Got
Playhouse.
it. Got it.
I think the audition for, well, I think there was no audition. It was, hey, you're a Pee-wee impersonator. You're hired. This
you
is
live in
great.
Cleveland. SeaWorld
Exactly.
hired you. Okay, here we
Jobs.
go.
So there's jobs. Yeah.
Hey, dude! Hey, Pee-wee. Hey, what's up, dude?
Hi.
What's your name?
My name's Tom.
Tom. Tom what?
Phil Singer.
Look, everybody. Little Tommy. So what's up, Tom?
Oh, I'm just sitting around Pee-wee doing some thinking.
Doing some thinking?
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're having a pajama party. I thought maybe you'd like to come over.
Oh, wow. I'd like to go, but I got a lot on my mind.
Doesn't look like it. Like what, Tom? What's going on?
Well, I'm thinking about my girlfriend, Leslie.
Oh, isn't that special? So what are you thinking about her for?
Well, I
Little
really
church
like her. I
lady
want
in
to
there.
ask her to marry me, maybe.
To marry you? You like her that much?
Yeah.
So why don't you just, like, ask her?
Well, I'm worried. What if she says no?
What if? You gotta just ask her. Where is she, Tom?
Well, she's probably in the living room because the Pee-wee Herman show is her favorite show to watch.
Ah! That's the secret word. You think she's in the living room?
Yeah.
Let me check. Leslie! That's you, isn't it? Yeah, hello. Okay, just a second. She's there, she's there. Ask her, ask her.
Leslie, would you marry me?
Enthusiasm.
Leslie, would you marry me, please?
What? Take a pill, Tom.
Yep.
Ooh.
You got to.
And they're playing
break dancing.
SeaWorld.
Yep. SeaWorld.
I like the ending.
That's the best.
I like the ending.
So what happened? Did they get married or?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
sorry.
they did.
What
And
was
they
your
had-
mom's
and they
reaction?
did.
Was she surprised that, or did she think it was the show at first, or what was
Yeah,
her?
and so I got clarification from my dad because I wasn't I wanted to know for sure, like, did he like put in the tape like before the show, or like,
Mhm.
you know, what was the plan? So once with this was the proposal video, once it was all set, he had a friend in Cleveland, a videographer friend. So they had actually pre-recorded the episode, my mom and my dad. Like they couldn't watch it one weekend, and so they had it just taped.
Uh-huh.
And so my father's videographer friend took the tape of the episode and like edited the proposal video in kind of like in the middle of the tape. So it was at like the end of a commercial break. You know, it was that kind of thing where it kind of was more cohesive with the episode.
Yeah.
And that episode of the Playhouse was the one with the pajama party. And so hence the whole like
the
idea with
reference.
exactly. And so it kind of worked out with the episode. So yeah, my mom one day was like, "Hey, let's watch let's put on the episode we missed." They put it on, and of course like halfway through this pops up, and my mom's first reaction is she looked at my dad and was like, "Oh, it's so weird that they're outside of the Playhouse," and then kind of still like absorbing like what was going on. And then, you know, like the shot with my dad with the newspaper putting it down and saying his name was Tom, my mom's first reaction to that was, "Hey Tom, that guy looks like you," which
Whoa.
So she was
kind of cute.
she was still thinking it was part of the episode at that point.
Processing, of course.
Yeah.
So why would she think, you know,
Right.
why would she think that my dad is doing this? And so I think she was like, what is this? Is this happening? Is it real? My dad said it took like a moment to be like, "This is real. Will you marry me?" And yeah, they celebrated afterwards. It was you know, she said yes. And so it worked. And thanks, Pee Wee impersonator and Pee Wee.
Yeah.
That's a sweet story.
Yeah.
Did
It-
Jeff
despite
Scott
all- yeah.
Did Jeff Scott officiate the wedding?
No.
Okay. All right.
But it was really sweet, and my father gave my mom a squirt gun engagement ring, kind of in the spirit of Pee Wee and fun and goofiness. And eventually
Nice.
she got a real one, but the squirt gun is the best. So
See, look at this. This is what I like about raviolis. You get like a nice, like heartwarming, like you know, the
in between
people
some
are
moist
great.
wounds and diarrhea.
Right,
In
right,
between
right.
some shitting blood and some moist wounds. Yeah, you get it all here at the ravioli show.
We were in desperate need of a palate cleanser, and Dana
Yeah.
We
delivered.
got it. We got
happy to
Yes.
do it. Happy
Yes,
to do
Dana,
it.
that was such a sweet story, and of course, Paul
Mhm.
Rubens's impact is, you know,
Oh yeah.
what a sweet guy, and that sort of creativity and spirit has permeated all of our lives, but especially yours. Holy cow, that's a
You're
great
here
engagement
because of
story.
Pee Wee by way of
I-
Jeff Scott. Yeah.
I would like to think so. Yeah, we
Yeah.
all, me and my siblings, it's all been we got big love for Pee Wee and Paul Rubens.
Has anybody looked up Jeff Scott? Is he still like? What's he doing? Is he doing anything
I looked
Pee
up
Wee
and
related?
found
or
a
is he-
different Jeff Scott.
Yeah.
I
was
think
not
there was
him.
You didn't
one-
accidentally type in Scott Jeff, did you?
No, I know he has two
Okay.
first names, but I didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Dana,
He
didn't
does
you say
have-
he's in California
yeah.
or something?
I want to say so because, like I said, he has if you Google him, like with the I think even with that the local Cleveland, the 1988 broadcast, I think Jeff Scott has a YouTube channel, I think, where he shows and maybe puts up a lot of videos from his
Well-
past and doing Pee Wee stuff.
Yeah, it looked like Joe Blevins had already tracked him down.
Oh
what did
yeah,
he
it
say?
said that
there
he
you
died
go.
in 2021, but
Oh,
I
he-
guess his clips are still up there.
Oh,
so, yeah.
But, but it says here on the Hollywood Fringe, June 8th to 25th, 2023, that Jeff Scott was the winner of Best Costumes. So he may still be alive.
For what?
All right.
33-year experience as the country's foremost Pee Wee Herman impersonator.
Really?
Oh, that's
Performed
as of
over-
2023.
Well,
Yeah.
he was very good and good enough to get your mom to marry
Well,
your dad. So
what
that's pretty outstanding.
I think CBS Nightly News needs to do a piece about Jeff Scott and about
At
where
the
is
very
he now?
least, AM Cleveland.
And they should interview Joe Blevins and George to see, the conflicting stories here, because we are a news organization here, and people need
That's
to know
right.
the truth. Yeah.
Dana, thank you for coming on,
Yeah, thank
and
you.
yeah, and congrats to your parents for being married, and what an engagement!
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, thank
Yes.
you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dana. Let's get into
Yes.
some nice things,
Bye.
everybody.
That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah, a bit of a grab bag of stuff, and I wanted to show the.
What are you laughing at, George? What are you laughing at?
Well, the grab bag had in it a Pee Wee Herman impersonator, and there were other things in the bag that were less. I wouldn't want to reach into the bag and grab.
When I was putting together my clips, like I knew that I wanted to do this moist wounds thing, and then I also had the Dorothy update, and I didn't realize like, oh, they're both kind of
that's just
yeah,
your
they're
mind.
both
Yeah.
they both involve blood in some way. Yeah,
I tell you what, I don't know if you guys were watching the Melinda comments, but they were just killing it in the comment section. I was dying laughing.
Yeah,
that was just too funny.
Well, Nick, when you asked Dana if she wanted to watch the next thing, I was like, "Oh, please say no, please say no."
I didn't know. I thought
Yeah.
Dana's would be fun for some commentary. I didn't know what you were going to show.
And
but-
she hadn't seen it before either.
No.
Yeah, that's
No.
always
I'm sorry, Dana.
yeah. Okay.
So Lewis wrote in with 2 updates. This is Melinda, viewer of the show, Lewis, that are he's been going through and watching old episodes, and it was 1 where we were showing the clips from the Newseum in Washington D.C., where you could go do your own news reports against a green screen, and they archived all of these online. So we picked out some of our favorites, and he noticed one thing that we didn't comment on at the time.
Like ravioli and stuff, and like just sauce her up. Ravioli.
Shows your raviolis.
Ravioli.
Shows your raviolis.
Ravioli.
He edited that in. And edited the explosion. So,
but the kid actually said raviolis.
Yeah, he's doing a comedy routine here.
Step 2, sauce. You're gonna put some like ravioli and stuff, and like just sauce her up. Ravioli.
Shows your raviolis.
Ravioli.
Shows your raviolis.
Ravioli.
But that kid isn't. He's not a Melinda. That kid isn't a Melinda, right?
No, this was just he was doing like something on this Museum of News.
Okay.
What
is it?
He was a fan of Stairway to Stardom, though. Maybe that's what.
That could be it. Yeah.
What is it with people like when they say the word ravioli, and I'm only talking about 2 different people, but they go like this when they talk about raviolis?
Well, the survey sample is too small to make any, I think,
a regional
assessments based on it now. But if we find a 3rd one, it's fully a trend.
It's a thing. Yeah, people do this when they say raviolis. Yeah.
The other thing is that his niece loves Jeff's Birds. Now, if you haven't seen Jeff's Birds, it's a home movie we found where there's nobody named Jeff in it, and there are no birds, but there's a great song. Let me remind you of what that
is.
Yeah,
okay. The guy's wandering around some guy's house.
The bunny hopping down the trail. Hippity hop, don't stop. I got your Easter eggs.
And this is Lewis's niece now. She invented a dance to the song.
All right, I gotta go.
Here comes the Easter bunny hopping down the trail. Hippity hop, don't stop. I got your Easter eggs. All right, gotta go. Peace.
Oh, nice.
So, that's pretty
a new
good,
generation.
right?
A new generation is carrying on the tradition of Jeff's Birds.
And you know how like TikTok dances are a thing. I think if we can like come up, people can watch this video and do like the Jeff's Birds TikTok dance challenge. Like she kind of does the bunny rabbit wiggle with the cottontail at the there, and then
Hippity hop, don't stop. I got your Easter eggs.
And there's
All
that
right,
back
gotta
and forth.
go. Peace.
It's really the "all right, I gotta go" at the end,
and the bow.
That is the perfect ending to a song.
But how does she say raviolis? That's the thing I want to know.
She would do this, I assume.
Yeah,
but
well,
yeah,
we'll find out.
But let's make that a TikTok challenge, everybody. Let's see your Jeff's Birds dance. We'll show them on the show.
I want to play the no. So last week, a lot of controversy last week after last week's show with the Toilement. It was a contested battle. It was our first ever, and we're going to do plenty more of those because it was a screaming success. But Nick told we had Judah on. Dr. Judah was on. He's a psychologist, and then Nick was asking me about my bathroom technique when I use a public restroom, and I took the bait. and I told the whole story. And then Nick, you had a theory about it, about my hang-ups in the bathroom, why I want to get out there. It's just because I don't want, like, somebody to walk in right after it's nothing more than that. Anyway, you had misheard a story about my mom with the making fun of me for being in the bathroom too long. It wasn't me. It was Steve Hayden. My mom was watching it. She was horrified. She's like, "What is Nick talking about? I never did this." And it turns out, Nick, that you got the story wrong. And
I think I was trying to impress the psychiatrist in the room. I'm like, I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to get into parental issues. And I overreached. And then I felt bad because I'm like, oh, I'll throw my own parents under the bus for, making us say BM and sprinkle for peeing and pooping. But but I'm not going to reverse those. But
exactly.
I shouldn't do that to someone else's parents. So I felt immediately bad about your mom.
Exactly. So, but you're a stand-up guy, and the next day, and my mom texted me afterwards. She's like, "What is Nick talking about? He's calling me a shit shamer. Why is he calling me a shit shamer?" I was like, "No, she was shit shaming Steve Hayden, but she wasn't shit shaming him. She was just laughing about him being in the bathroom too long."
Right.
Anyway, the next day, Nick, you sent her flowers because, and this is the.
I felt bad.
Yeah, this is what. Wait,
oh, sorry. You can you might have to reshare it. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Hide. Okay. Stop screen. There we go. This is the Nick Center flowers, and he. This is very nice. He sent he had the florist.
I was curious if they would actually print my message.
Yeah. Nick said, "I'm sorry for implicating you in Joe's bathroom issues. It was rude and based on a half-remembered anecdote that had no business on our dumb YouTube show. Please forgive me. Hat in hand, Nick." And my mom thought it was the funniest thing ever, and she loved it. So all is forgiven. I was thinking this was going to be an apology corner, but you had already done the apologizing, and you spent money to send her flowers. She was just like, "What?" I think she'd already forgotten it the next day. But,
I tried to do best to do well by your mom. I've known her for a long time.
Yeah. So,
Steve, do you have a nice thing to show off?
I don't, because it's locked in my daughter's room. I didn't grab it before she went to do her nap.
Oh,
okay. I did get some stuff from Christopher Bochemin. I got a nice $2 bill and a nice note. And then Matt, I did get your rattle, Matt Cinematic. And I
nice. You get some baby gifts, huh?
Yeah, and I also got a beautiful onesie. I believe, I'm trying to remember who it was from. It's definitely going to be in one of the unboxings, the Foxy unboxings. So I will, once I have it to show, maybe in a couple, next time we do nice things, I'll show them off.
I think we got time for some cyber videos. Let's get into those.
Yeah.
Steve, you have the floor. Why don't you start us off here?
Well, this is from Fat Prince. It is it's a jock sham, and it is from Down Under. It is Patrick Rafter. He is a tennis player. He has 2 Grand Slam wins, and they got him to do a charity. And I guarantee they got him to do a charity PSA. And I'm guaranteed that he did not know what he was getting himself into. Here,
let's play the Jock Shams intro first.
It's a jock sham, jock sham, jock sham, jock sham. Boring you with a signature drop. It's a jock sham, jock sham, jock sham, jock sham. This rap is done, now it's over to you.
All right, Pat Rafter, here he is.
Yes.
Those of us who are fortunate in life often forget that there are many children in real need.
Why don't we help them out?
I was hoping you'd say that, because you can join people all around Australia at a special screening of the fantastic movie Snow Dogs.
When is it?
On Sunday, June 16th at 11 a.m. in cinemas across Australia.
What do we have to do?
Just donate $5. You'll have a great time and be helping the Cherish the Children Foundation raise money for kids that really need our help.
We'll be there.
So please join us all at Snow Dogs and bring a smile to a needy child's face.
I mean, absolutely great cause, but one shot, no depth of field. He's just right up against the wall. And
I was going to say, I thought they had some great chemistry, the two of them, him and Snow Dog. I thought him and Snow Dog had some great chemistry. Yeah, they should get their own movie. And who's Patrick Rafter again? Tennis player?
Yeah, tennis player. Won 2 Grand Slams.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's been acting with Snow Dog ever since, right?
Yeah, I think they now travel
like a Tango and
Australia
Cash
together.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were, I like how they were cutting movie clips with what he was saying back and forth. That was kind of a clever way to do it.
It is. George, what do you got?
Oh, I'm bringing back a feature from 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yes.
A plus C plus C equals PSA. I learned it by watching you.
Okay, so you remember, you remember how this goes. Each of you is part of a group in a boardroom. You've got to come up with a PSA, and you're going to be picking components out of 3 buckets, and hopefully you will come up with something hilarious and/or disturbing, like this baby.
Like a Cards Against Humanity type of game, right?
Yeah. Yes. All right. So.
But fun.
Well, maybe we'll see. So, Yul Brynner, Telly Savalas, Don Rickles, Isaac Hayes, dressed like a cop, dressed like a pimp, dressed like a clown, dressed like Jesus. Sings about forest fires, jokes about self-esteem, complains about littering, informs about rest stops.
I'm doing Telly Savalas.
Mm-hmm.
He's dressed like a clown, and he's doing jokes about self-esteem. He's gonna have a sad clown face onto him. I'm gonna call that.
All right. I'm going Don Rickles, dressed like a cop, telling jokes about self-esteem. A little different combo there.
Okay. Steve?
I really wanted Telly Savalas as a clown, but instead I'm going to go Yul Brynner as a cop about rest stops. Why not?
Okay. One of you is wrong.
It is totally unacceptable to me when people dump on New York.
Yul!
But how can I stop them when it's plain to see we're dumping on ourselves? We've got to sweep our sidewalks, put our trash in plastic bags, the bags in cans, etc., etc. How can we get the world to respect us if we don't respect ourselves? If you're a New Yorker, then sweep it, can it, bag it, and don't dump on New York.
That was just the range of emotions. It shows why he was one of the premier PSA artists of our time.
Was that dressed as a pimp?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
I'm going with that was a pimp.
All right.
Okay. But they never did fix the clean New York thing, by the way. I just want to point out that was 40 years ago, 40, 50 years ago. Yeah.
It didn't work.
Okay, so tap dancing robot, a plus size butler, a motor mouth sailor, and Nick's favorite from 2 weeks ago, a breakdancing werewolf.
Oh, maybe this is the time.
Named Chow Daddy, named Senor Mucho, named Big Old Willie, named Careful Carlos, promotes school lunches, endorses hand washing, warns about strangers, reminds kids to look both ways.
Plus size butler, Big Old Willie, warns about strangers. Done.
All right.
That's it. 100%.
Motormouth sailor named Chow Daddy endorses hand washing.
I'm going to go with the werewolf called Senor Mucho, and he is warning you about strangers.
All right.
All right. Come on. Baby needs new shoes. Bring it home to Pop.
I'm tired of candy, tired of gum, tired of hunger, and food that's no fun. I'm tired of pretending I don't like spaghetti, but school lunch keeps me roaring ready and rock steady. Pizza, spaghetti, burgers.
With Chow Daddy in your school cafeteria, it's the fun place to be for lunch.
Desserts.
All right, you were close.
That was a PSA? That felt like a local commercial.
Well, it was a local
Chow
PSA.
Daddy.
Yeah.
no. Chow Daddy is who tells us to eat school lunches.
Okay.
All right. Next one. Okay. A dog named Lil Erasmus, a weatherman named Wild Harv, a magician named Wanda, a weirdo named the Pink Tornado, holding a magic wand, holding a pink jackhammer, holding a plush alligator, holding an inflatable barbell, makes you promise to stop smoking, reminds you to set clocks ahead, encourages buying a storm cellar, explains the purpose of TV ads.
Okay, I'm going. Why would you make up the name Lil Erasmus? There's no way that you would just pull that out of your head. So I'm going to say dog named Lil Erasmus and holding a plush alligator, because why would you make that up either? And then the last one is stop smoking.
If you don't think George can come up with Little Erasmus on his own, you don't know his brain very well. I'm going with A weirdo named the Pink Tornado holding a pink jackhammer explains the purpose of TV ads.
I am going to go with the weatherman with the plush alligator encourages buying a storm cellar.
For the first time, somebody got one of these.
Oh, really?
Oh no! Yellow wax buildup!
Have no fear, the pink tornado's here. I'll get rid of that wax buildup.
But where's the ad?
Ever wonder why there are commercials on TV? Well, the people who make them pay to run them. And that's the money the TV people use to buy the shows. It's like a trade.
Wild guess.
Advertisers get to show you their products. And in return, you get to watch the shows.
There's a smart way to watch TV.
All right, that was madness.
Was that Nick? Did Nick get that?
I got that.
Somehow, yeah. I feel like I recognize that actor from a sitcom or something.
The Pink Tornado Show?
The Pink Tornado Show.
Yeah.
How did you come up with a little Erasmus?
Erasmus Darwin was one of Charles Darwin's ancestors.
Okay.
I told you, you don't know George's brain very well. If you don't think you can.
I gotta rethink things.
Well, let me keep my Pee Wee tribute going on. This is a music video for a song called "Do the Pee Wee Herman," which I remember at the recesses of my brain, and I found a really crappy copy online. But there's otherwise no reference to this existing. But why I remember it is, remember those local cable shows where you could call in like a 1-900 number and pay to have a music video come up? It was like putting money in a jukebox, but you would call a number and be like, I want to watch Technotronics Pump Up the Jam, and then 15 minutes later it would come on. I picked this song by a group called Joski Love called Do the Pee Wee Herman. Here we go.
Cause this party is burning for a new dance. I know you've been yearning for all you people concerning a brand new dance called the Pee Wee Herman. Just move your hands into the front, and if you can't hear the music, say huh?
Yeah, that's
right.
Francis.
As you're doing this dance, it might hurt your back, but just look at the crowd. Say I meant to do that.
So they must have licensed it. They got clips.
Now, everyone just listen to me at the Pee Wee dance called the Pee Wee. You jump around, act like a fool. Some think it's kinda dumb, but I think it's cool. And when you start acting foolish, you got it right. So let's do the Pee Wee Herman while I rock the mic. This dance is hot. In other words, it's burning. So let's do the dance called the Pee Wee Herman.
Pretty cool stop motion.
Easy and born free. To my mom, she be doing the Pee Wee too. She be rocking it, fracking it, fracking. Man, Miss Davis be doing the Pee Wee 247.
Do you remember that song?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Mark Holton, who the three movies I know him from are somehow on Michael J. Fox's basketball team in Teen Wolf.
Yep.
And then also he was the guy in Naked Gun who said, "Look, it's Enrico Palazzo."
But that's his three roles.
Those are the ones that I know him from. But
If he had just done Enrico Palazzo, I would have said he is the greatest actor of our time.
I know.
Yeah.
But I guess he's like goes to a lot of fan conventions and lives in Oklahoma now. So anyway, that's Do the Pee Wee Herman.
So I struck an agreement. We wrote up a contract that I can play one Daniel Songer video every 4 weeks, and today it's the first of our first show of the month, so that's when we do it. And so Daniel Songer, he's the worst. He's not the worst. I'm not gonna say there's plenty of people who are worse than him, but he is an internet comedian. He's done over 200 comedy specials, and Tim Herod, host of Dinah Show and Bastard Tapes, he curates this for me, and he did a different one this time. He calls it a thing that never happened from Daniel Songer.
Okay, I like the premise.
And the internet dating, well, you guys know the internet dating on how that is, you know. And I'm like, somebody yells out and says, "Hey, Dan, buy a motorcycle, man." You know, women love to ride on a motorcycle. And so I go out and I buy a Yamaha. And the guy, the salesman, he's like, "Dan, here's a bet. You're going to have to beat these women off your bike, Dan." You know, it's like, and I'm like, perfect, you know. I want them to just swamp on in, you know. And so I get out there on the road and I'm riding, and sure enough, I'm like picking up girl after girl after girl. I get them on the back of my bike, and oh man, I would just purposely, you know, like just throttle my bike, and their breasts would be slamming up against my back, you know? It's like, hey, this is my trick. Am I getting you hot, girl? Am I getting you hot, you know? And I'm thinking, you know, to myself, I'm thinking, wow, you know, I'm gonna get some for sure, you know? And I'm rubbing her leg and everything, and sure enough, they're like, you know, let's go back to my house, you know? Every one of them, I get them back to my house. And the only thing they got on their mind is, thank God I'm alive, man! Thank God, you know? And I'm like, that's all they're thinking about is their life, you know? They're like, oh my God, I'm alive, you know? And
Wow. I lost the thread very early on that one.
Maybe he is the worst. He might actually be the worst. I took it back while I was saying that. I was like, no, there's way worse. He might be the worst, actually.
Yeah. All right, that's Cyber Video. All right, we have a couple announcements on our way out. First, you mentioned Tim and Dinah Show. Man, I'm loving that Saturday morning cartoons replacement series this summer, where Tim Harrod, our intrepid host from The Onion and from Bastard Tapes, and Roy Miles, who's been on Saturday before, who does the Hoodland puppets, and then a Skip from AV Geeks. Take a look at 70s live-action kids shows.
It's an all-star team. It really
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
And they're watching a bonkers show I've heard of but never watched called Lidsville this week.
An all-star team of 70s bullshit. Like
Yes.
they know the bullshit and they know how to talk about it. So you're in good hands with them. What else? Oh, Strange Show is back. Yeah, Scott Miller, Strange Show. He's back to doing it. He took a little hiatus, but he's
Yeah, he
back,
did
and
one
he's-
on puppets. That was very entertaining. And
Yeah.
he got a guest we've been trying to get for a long time, God, on his last episode. So check that out on our channel.
And we got an EP mode this Thursday. This is for our $10 and up patrons. It's a special show we do on Thursday nights. I don't know, Nick, we have a lot of options. We've been doing our own personal movies lately, the movies that we have made ourselves, and we talk about them. And
I've had fun showing those off because it's a little bit different thing to do for the summer. It feels like school's out. We don't have to always watch found VHS clips, and I hope people get a kick out of it. We watched my short film cartoon that hasn't played anywhere yet except for film festivals, exclusively for patrons last week. And this week, I don't know. Do we want to
We have
watch
some
your-
options.
Yeah.
So I made a film with J.C. Catlin from he's a writer for Clickhole. He's an old friend of ours. He did Coffee with a Side of Laughs at the webinar that we did over the and we made a short film about his house burning down in the house that had actually burned down, and that's at film festivals right now. I think we're going to try and do that this Thursday, but if he can't do it, maybe we'll do Glue Man, another short film that you and I made, and have my brother on because he helped produce that. Anyway, something's going to happen on Thursday. We'll see what happens.
Well, either way, we thank you for your support. That's how we were able to keep doing this, by you chipping in at patreon.com/foundfootagefestival. Thank you for everybody who chips in to help us keep doing what we're doing. What are we going to go out on tonight?
George, you found this like a couple months ago. It's been sitting on deck, and I've been so excited. I've never been more excited about an outro song than this one.
No, it's from the NUS Corporation. We did a video of theirs a few months ago, but there are dozens of training tapes from the late 70s, and a lot of them have great funk songs in addition to really cool illustrations within them. So this is what is this? Safety Valves #2?
Safety Valves 2. Yeah. Would you say this is an incongruous soundtrack, or would you say it's perfectly congruous?
Hard to tell because it looks so 70s that the sort of funkiness fits in. But I would say in general, I don't associate Safety Valves with funk or like just 70s stuff.
So
in general.
incongruous. I would go incongruous too. So I took this, and I took a little bit from the opening credits and a little bit from the closing credits, and it's good stuff. So nice work, George. We did great today. We nailed it. We
did.
If we had been prepared, though, we could have done better.
We'll be right back right after that, and au revoir, Pee-wee.
Please check out Wrap It Up on YouTube at Wrap It Up Show. Support the Blends, support us, and my nose isn't full of yuck anymore.
No further comments.
When we return, Dr. Selner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
Rocks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
That's it. That had it done.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
What do you think about Bibra?
About what?
My nose isn't full of yuck anymore.
Ooh.
That's all I'm doing.
Sure, Yodel.
Have a good day.
Tinkerbell!
We'll be right back right after that. Good luck from all of us at Hagen.
And Kurt Polster, the real great guy.
Nice.
Goodbye.
Jim's Coins in Hilldale.